Alright, so we're going to do another one of these circles where the dominant color is yellow. Now, on the one we did with orange kind of got dissolved in some of that, and that's okay. But the dominant color was orange that I put on there, and it just kind of dissolved in a way. It's kind of like filtered in there. So we're going to try a little bit of a different approach this time. So still, I'm going to come down with yellow being at the base. All right. That orange up above, it's perfectly fine. It's just that maybe it could have been a little more orange. In my head, I wanted it a little more orange, but it still satisfies the assignment. It still hits all the colors. Maybe sometime I'll do it again. Another example for you. I think some of that dark color up above took away. Some of this dark took away from the orange quality of the piece. So I'm going to continue adding yellow to this. And I'm going to try to do a little less of the other color on this piece. And definitely try to make yellow be much more prominent. This time I'm going to try something a little bit weird. I'm going to add some of this pink to the piece. I don't know how this will all turn out, but that's what this is all about. It's all about experimenting with layering of colors. It's all about experimenting with the layers of the colors. There's no wrong color to choose, except you gotta use yellow. But I want to see how you experiment with your colors. The only one I'm asking you to choose is yellow. Now I look at this and this pink's barely showing up, but I'm gonna stick with it. You might be like, Chad, that's not such a big deal at all. It probably isn't. And it's okay though. It's barely showing up, but there is a color change. But there's definitely a color change. And we're looking to see how you react to that. How you deal with your choices. I don't think I would choose pink again, just because it's barely showing up. But that's fine. Once again, I'm giving the highlight closest to the sun area. When I look at this, I'm going to be looking for how many colors you used. And I did try to choose different ones than I did up above. I'm going to come in now with a bright green. Not a dark green. I found a bright green that I kind of like. I really want the yellow to shine through, so I'm going to be light-handed on this. My pressure is going to be light because I want that yellow to show. is kind of therapeutic, just sitting here coloring, paying attention to how I layer my work. I am going to want to come back in and get that edge darker than that. I am. But I can always do that as we go along. But I'm going to be soft on this one. Once again, I'm going to be soft because it's not going to be as heavy. So I want that yellow to show. Always add more layers. I'm definitely going to come back in more of that pink too. Once again, the camera's not showing it as well. This example will be in the classroom for you. At least until a student does a really amazing job and I use that student's work for an example. I'm going to come back in a little more of that pink just because I'm going to be a little bit heavier pressure this time because it barely showed up. Notice how the curve of the stroke of the pencil that I put on there, it ends up curving just like I would imagine the sphere would. Now I'm going to go a little crazy, and I got this Van Dyke brown. Just kind of like a light brown. Turning my paper. Oops, I'm off the screen. Off the screen. There we go. I'm noticing that I'm darker down in here, so I gotta bring that up. Gotta pull some of that dark area up. Come back in with a little more of that pink now, just because I think I can even that out a little bit more. Constantly going back and forth with my colors, constantly. Still have one more color to go into this yet. And a little more of that green. Keep looking at the screen on the computer over there. It's so interesting how, I don't want to say it looks nothing like the drawing, but it definitely is different from the actual piece I'm working on here. Colors just don't pick it up as well. But, for getting the idea, this really helps you to be able to see what's going on. Now, my final color on this piece, I'm going to pick a really, I'm going to go with a really dark, should I go with red? I think so, just a little, or dark purple. I think so. Just going to put a tint of it in there, just ever so slightly. Just a little bit, feather a little bit of that out. So I think that'll look nice. Maybe it won't. Maybe you're like, Chad, you just ruined it. Could be. I would say these circle stuff, it only probably take the longer of the shapes to do. He was trying to get that nice curve to everything. You're trying to gradually have that gradation of color. Working on how we layer, working on our pressure, working on that blending is everything we would deal with basically our whole life if we're interested in it. I know some people are like, Chad, but you've mastered blending. I tell them, you know, if I could live to 100, maybe I'll master it. And then after that I can work on some more shape and form. Meaning I'm always going to learn. I'm always going to change. Bringing that yellow on in, because the yellow is the dominant color. Going back over everything in that yellow. Giving a circular motion to the pencil when I do it. Blending all those colors back together. Using the yellow to blend. Using the yellow to blend. Sorry if I go off the screen here. I get involved in the work. I don't always pay attention to that camera. Still getting used to this. New camera of mine. Trying to keep it in one spot. Alright, I think I'm ready. Call this guy done. Alright, I may come back through, just clean up those edges just ever so slightly. So I got a little wild right there, went outside the line just by a little bit. As long as it's light color pencil, I can get rid of it. Alright, four colors with yellow. There it is, four colors with yellow. You can see the shade turn, or the colors turn a little bit when the light hits the camera differently. Alright guys, that's that one.